Alright, so I'm alone, I'm watching TV, and there's always commercials about medications. It is crazy. It's insane how many pharmaceutical commercials there are. And it's it's nuts. Like, watch TV, right? Just regular TV with commercials for a couple hours. I'm not even watching it. Like, I'm like sitting here doing my own thing. I'm cleaning the house, and I just keep hearing all these pharmaceutical commercials. And the one that got me was the Alzheimer's one. What's it called? Rexulti. I wrote it down. I had to. And I was like, okay, I took care of my Nana with Alzheimer's. My wife at the time took care of my grandma with me with Alzheimer's. I'm sorry to tell you, there is no drug right now that is going to help. Like, stop the sundowning, stop the agitation, make them eat. I mean, if you get them high, they're probably going to eat. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, if you've ever smoked weed before, you know you get the munchies. That's a real thing. But they're pushing this drug, Rexulti. And it's like, oh, are you tired of dealing with these symptoms of your loved one with Alzheimer's? Well, yeah, everybody is. Everyone who deals with someone with Alzheimer's in their family is tired of it. It sucks. It is so fucking hard to deal with a family member that you see disappearing in front of your eyes. And it only gets worse. There's stages of it. I did a lot of research on this when my grandma started getting it. My mom sent us to Illinois to take care of her, my Nana. And I believe it was like 5 or 6 stages. And once you hit like the 3rd stage, that's pretty much it. And a lot of people just send their family member to a home, or they try to take care of them. And the person who takes care of them first is always the one to blame for everything going wrong, which is what happened to me and my girl at the time. So they're pushing this medication, Rexulti, saying it can help reduce symptoms of Alzheimer's. It won't. I'm sorry to tell you. It's a lie. There's nothing you can do. As of right now, there's really not much you can do. But, like, if you know you have the gene for it, and it runs in your family, to just eat and be as healthy as possible. But even that's not going to help. So, like, the side effects of this medication, weight gain. Yeah, that's a good one. I watched my grandma lose a ton of weight because she wouldn't eat. I had to make food and put it in front of her and waft the smell into her face, and then she would scarf a plate. She'd be like, I ate today 3 times. And then she would eat a plate of food I made and be like, this was so good, I haven't eaten in days. And she was literally in the newspapers back in the day for being one of the best bakers and cooks in our area, in Illinois, in southern Illinois. In Belleville, Illinois, back in the day, was known. Like, she ran a catering business. She was an amazing cook. When she died, she left me $5,000. I never got it. I don't care about the money. I called my family immediately and said, I want the recipes. And they were like, there are so many recipes. You're going to have to come here and make copies. She has hundreds, if not thousands of recipes from Texarkana, from when she grew up back in the day, way back in the day, like racist times, to what she created before her downfall. And that's all I want. I don't care about money, anything. I just want those recipes. And I have a couple of them that I use to this day. But she was such a good baker and such a good cook. Sorry, Rexulti ain't going to fix that. What is the next one? Akathisia, I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's pretty much like restlessness, stuff like that. That's not going to stop it. Like, my grandma would leave the house after they kicked us out because they didn't believe us, and she'd be wandering around. That's not gonna stop it. It's not gonna do anything for that. What is it? Allergic reaction. Well, of course, you can have an allergic reaction to anything. Low white blood count. You got a person with Alzheimer's and you're going to give them a low white blood count? That's a side effect, but that medicine works? That makes no sense. Decreased blood pressure. Most of these people are old. Like, there are very few young people that get Alzheimer's. And you're talking about giving 60, 70, 80-year-old, 90-year-olds with Alzheimer's decreasing their blood pressure? It doesn't make sense to me. Fainting. Yeah, you want that if nobody's taking care of them, of course. Yeah, you want them to faint on the ground. Even if you're taking care of them. Yep, just faint, Nana. Go. Oh, she fainted. Falls. It's the same shit. Like, fainting, you're gonna fall. Falls. People with Alzheimer's fall. Been there. Seen it. Done that. It's crazy. Seizures. I'd rather not give my Nana medication that's going to give her seizures when she already has Alzheimer's and doesn't know where the fuck she is. That is crazy. That is a crazy side effect. Like, oh, we can help with Alzheimer's symptoms, but she gonna get some seizures. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's crazy. Body temp problems. They already have that. My grandma, in the summer, my Nana would be sitting next to her fucking fireplace. It was an electric fireplace, but it would be like 90 degrees in the house, and we'd all be sweating. And she would be, and old people already get cold. It's a fact. Like, as you get older, you get colder. Temperature-wise, like, everything's colder. And she'd be sitting next to the fireplace. It'd be 90 degrees. And she would be wrapped up in a blanket next to the fireplace. Be like, I'm freezing. Like, it was nuts. Difficulty swallowing. They already have that. That's part of Alzheimer's too. I don't understand. If you've ever dealt with Alzheimer's, like, this is all, they don't like to drink water. It is hard to get them to drink, to eat. They already, like, their mind is going nuts. Their brain is shrinking. It's eating itself. This isn't going to work. This is just another pharmaceutical fucking, like, drug bullshit. Like, oh, let's put Nana and let's put our grandmas on Rexulti. Grandpa needs Rexulti because he's got the Alzheimer's. Like, that is insane. And, what is it? High blood sugar. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's give our old folks, our family, some high blood sugar at 70, 80, 90. This is retarded. And there was more, like, that I didn't write down. It was, like, little shit. But I took care of my grandma for a year. My family didn't believe she had Alzheimer's, besides my mom, who's literally an RN, and was like, she's got Alzheimer's, you need to go take care of her. And then as soon as they kick us out, like the rest of my family, kicked me and my girl out, they give her driver's license back after we took it away, because we were like, dude, she cannot drive. The client she was still cleaning houses for, she would leave, they would pay her, and then they would have an actual cleaning crew come, and they just did it because they've known her for 20, 30 years. And she'd be like, why is there a cleaning crew coming up after I just cleaned their house? Because she would go in there and not clean anymore. She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know how to cook anymore. My Nana, who was a professional cook, a professional baker, did not know how to cook anymore. And now they're pushing this drug, Rexulti, onto people, trying to get them to get their family members with Alzheimer's on it to help. And those side effects, to me, all of those are already happening. And you're just going to make it worse. It's just a rant. It's not worth it. I'm a nobody. I'm just telling you from my experience. My grandma ended up running a green light yield after they gave her license back. It was like 2 weeks. They gave her license back. They went to the DMV. They, like, had her pass the test somehow. I don't know how the fuck that happened. She runs a green light yield, almost kills 3 people, gets airlifted to the hospital, gets surgery, almost dies. The people in the wreck were seriously injured. And what happens? My family goes to take her out, and they're like, who's taking care of her? Well, no one. She lives on her own. She's fine. And they were like, no, you need a caretaker. She needs a caretaker. And they were like, no, she's fine. We see her once every Sunday for like 10 minutes. Like, she comes to my house for 10 minutes and she goes to church. And that's what she would do. On Sunday, she would get all dressed up and she would go to church and then go to every family member's house in the area for like 10 to 15 minutes. Just to be like, hi, I'm here, I love you. Oh, gotta run. So they thought she was still this busybody, and she was. She was a busybody. Dude, she was like 70-something, looking like she was 50. But she was mentally fucked up because of Alzheimer's. And Rexulti is not going to help. Sorry to tell you. If you're dealing with Alzheimer's, you have a family member with it, just love them. Be nice. Don't yell at them. Yelling at them, they don't understand. And like, you can fight with them, they're not going to get it. You can argue with them. You just got to literally just say yes. You got to be a yes man. And just be like, yes, yes ma'am, yes sir. Oh, that sucks. Oh God. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And just let them live happily as long as they can. If you've seen a picture of my Nana from when I was with her to when my family kicked her out, and just 3 years later, her in her deathbed, you would shit yourself at how horrible she looked. And she could have lived longer, like, but everybody yelled at her. Everybody treated her like shit and was like, how dare you say these things, and how dare you do this? You're fucking crazy. And they hounded her. They didn't help her. They locked her inside. Like, she used to go walk and like walk parks and stuff. And I believe if I was there and I walked around the park every day, she would have lived an extra 4 or 5 years. They literally locked the house down because she would start wandering away. And they'd be like, oh, we got to lock the doors. And she would get caught wandering out. So they eventually like literally locked her inside like an animal, and she'd freak out. And then they'd give her Xanax and be like, oh, we got to give mom her Xanax. And like, it would make her calm down. And I'm like, she wants to go outside. She wants to still see life. She's still there, but she's disappearing. It is just such a sad thing to go through and such a sad thing to see. Sorry for my rant. It has nothing to do with hockey or anything like that. It's just, I've lived through it, been through it. If you have someone suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia, my grandma, my yaya, on my dad's side, suffers from dementia. She still lives on her own, and she's like 98, 99. But if I called her right now, she would think I'm my dad. It's the same thing every time I talk to her. She thinks I'm my dad. Then I explain to her I'm not my dad. I'm Ian, her grandson, my dad's son. Then she cries that she wasn't invited to the funeral, which she was there in 2018. And then we talk about life for a minute, and then it cycles back around, and then she thinks I'm my dad again. Like, I'm my dad again. It is so sad and so hard to deal with. That's all. Just love your family members. Without family, we're nothing. Like, if you don't have family, I'm sorry. I don't have much. I have, like, my brother, my cousin, and my mom. Other than that, the rest of my family, like, thinks I'm, like, a fucking drug addict. They don't believe I even play semi-pro hockey. They don't believe I even play hockey at all. And I send them videos, and they're like, I don't believe that's you. I don't believe that's you out there on the ice that just hit that dude and took that slap shot and fucking... I'm like, what do you mean? Dude, it's me. There's a picture of me without my fucking helmet on the ice during warm-ups. And they're like, I don't believe that's you. You photoshopped that shit. Here's my contract. Oh, no, I don't believe you're fucking doing any of that. Like, you're an alcoholic piece of shit because I used to be an alcoholic piece of shit. Like, it's insane. It is fucking crazy. But love your family members. Take care, y'all.